Hello, everybody, and welcome to your favorite podcast brought to you by Race Vault. Myself, your host, Alistair Naidu. We have assembled our three panel of experts today to take us through some of the fantastic races that we have got coming up on the 9th of May. That is the 1900 up at Greyville. I'm going to start off with Christian Khalil, who's going to take us through some of the fantastic advancements that Race Vault has gone through and some of the progressions that we've experienced over the last few days and weeks. Christian, welcome to the show, and thanks very much for giving us some of your time.
Alton, thank you for having me and thank you for making the time to be here. I just want to thank Gabriel and Devin also for their time. So we got some amazing and exciting things that are happening with Racewalt. So we're going global. We've already procured, thanks to Devin Habib, quite a few analysts in Mauritius, including an analyst that has launched his own magazine, Racing Magazine. So we'll talk a little bit about all of that towards the end of the program. And another thing I need to tell you guys, I just got off the phone with two gentlemen from Australia. So the one guy's name is Michael Williams, and Michael Williams is a fantastic analyst. His main focus is in Sharton. So hopefully, and more than likely, he'll be joining the Racewalt team soon, along with other Australian analysts. So they've told me, it's Michael Williams and Kevin Riley. They said, I must tell the South African public, race 8, the Sports Bet Goodwood at Moffatville, number 16, Extra Galactic, cannot lose. It's $5 or $6 a win on their tote. So shout out to Kevin and to Michael. Thank you for that information, and let's see how your race goes.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that introduction, Christian. Now, guys, I'm going to start off with race number 4. What a fantastic race to start off the pick 6, I should say. We've got some fantastic horses. We've got 8 on 18. We've got Note to Self that will be coming through to be making the debuts at Greyville. And what an exciting race to look forward to. I'm going to start with Gibbs. Gibbs, welcome to the show. And what an exciting race to look forward to.
Alton, this is a great pointer to the July. I love this race. I think we're going to learn a lot about the July picture going forward after this one. I know all of them won't be 100%, but I'm really looking forward to this race above all else on Saturday, race 4. I do make Note to Self a hard horse to beat. It ran a crack at the wish list. But it doesn't end there. Legal Counsel, 8 on 18. This is a strong race. Mocha Blend won the Summer Cup. So apart from backing the winner in this race, I'd like to see who's running on gauge this race and get an idea of how good 8 on 18, Legal Counsel, and all the rest are going forward. So yeah. I think this is going to be a great race to watch. I wouldn't be rushing out to take 9.5 to 10 Note to Self, but it might smash them. He looks a top prospect, but it's a good race.
Yeah, fantastic. We've got Devin Habib all the way from the city of Port Louis in Mauritius. Devin, welcome, and thank you so much for giving us some of your time.
Only a pleasure, man. Yeah, nice to be on the show. Thanks for having us, and thanks for hosting. I think it's quite a wide open. I do agree with Gabe that it's a very, very open race. And you know what, I'm looking at the card now and I see, for me, there's an eye-catching horse in the race. Surely Gareth Van Zyl wouldn't have put a horse in that race that had 2 runs for no reason, taking on the best horses in the country. So that's just something to keep an eye out on. I think for me, Legal Counsel and Oko Vango look the 2 horses to beat. I mean, obviously Note to Self, he's a smashing horse, but I just think it might be a touch too short for him. I know he's looking for the extra, maybe 400 meters. So, yeah, look, it is an open race. I do really fancy Legal Counsel as a horse, and I am big on Okavango, probably my 2 favorite horses in racing. So, yeah, we've got the horse that ran second in July last year. He's probably his main goal is to win the July champion-elect jockey up, Craig Zaki. So, yeah, as you can see, massive field of, not a massive field, but a massive field of strong runners. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Absolutely. Chris, so very excited to see this horse 8 on 18 come through and make his seasonal debut. He's a horse that I've always followed with lots and lots of punters, and hopefully he can come through and show us a good showing today. We know this is not his goal, but fantastic to see him making his debut at the racecourse.
Yes, I'm very excited for this race because number one, obviously 8 on 18. And Justin's a master. And the last we saw of 8 on 18, there was issues. And if this horse shows up, we've got an exciting season of racing ahead. I really think this is a top-class horse. We all know that. I want to see how Note to Self performs because Saturday Wish List was impressive. The ride, Andrew Fortune, phenomenal. So I'd like to see how Note to Self performs because that, from the 3-year-old's perspective, is the form line that most excites me. So it's a great race. I'm not going to stick my neck out as to which horse I'm going to label. So I just am excited to watch what's going to happen Saturday. Our analysts on Raceworld obviously will have to stick their necks out. So just know we've got 20 plus that are going to take you through the card on Saturday. So we can't wait to actually get our tips on and get it out to the public.
Let's move along to race number 5. It's a class 4, and this is going the trip of 1,400 meters. This looks like a very wide open looking betting affair. We're looking at the betting. It's basically 4-1 the field. Gibbsy, have you got something of value or do we go wide in this race?
I've cut it down to 3 horses, maybe 4. My value bet for the day is going to be All the Boys I've Loved, Andrew Fortune at 5-1, call it. And Gorgeous Girl, The Danger. So All the Boys I've Loved, Gorgeous Girl, they rhyme. Lala Don and Past His Prolong. I do think Andrew will overcome the draw. He's Superman at that. And I think this horse from Lucinda Woodruff stable is going to fire on all cylinders on Saturday. So I think it's worth a small bet. And if you want to add in a few, like I said, the 6, the 7, the 2, I'll make it a 4 race. But my value bet for the day, All the Boys Are Loved.
All the Boys I've Loved for Gibbsy. Kev, is that the way you see it, or is it more wide open than that?
I don't know. I'm big on this horse past his prolong. I think that horse will shit in my opinion. I'm gonna stick my neck out and I'll make that the best bet on the card, or one of the best bets on the card. I'm pretty confident that will win. If Double Grand Slam was in the race, it probably would beat us 25 lengths, and that ran 18 lengths behind. So it will beat the field by a good couple of lengths, in my opinion. I'm quite confident. Yes, obviously Andrew Fortune's horse. I've always liked that horse, and I love the way Andy rides. He'll definitely overcome that draw. So, yeah, I'm confident that it could be the exactors. Past his
Lots of confidence coming through. Yeah, that's about 7-1. So he's sticking his neck out. He's Devon, and he's going for a lovely value play. Chris, I know you're not going to be chipping right out, but another nice race to go. But looks like quite a trappy affair.
For me, this is a difficult race. I love Devon's confidence. He's obviously seen something. I looked at what he's looking at. I do agree to some extent. That's with number 2, Past His Prologue. Number 10, Lucinda Woodruff's All the Boys I've Loved. Gabriel's going for that. But I don't think, I know Devon's very confident, but this is not the kind of race I'd have a punt. I might be wrong. If I had to narrow down my selections, I go number 1, Greenhouse for the placings. Number 2, Past His Prologue. Number 7, I like a little bit La Landon. And then obviously number 10.
Okay, let's move along to race number 6. It's another class 4. This time they're going to 10 furlongs, 2,000 meters. And just taking a look at what the bookmakers have priced up. Another wide open looking betting affair. We're betting 4-5-1 the field here. And, another race that maybe we could go a little bit thin, but just looking at the betting, it looks like it's quite trappy.
At first glance, Alson, it looks trappy. But when I got to study this race in depth, there's only 4 possible winners here. Star of the Future, Fast and Free, Jazz Festival, and Serpentine Fire. Of the four, I have to lean towards Richard Furry winning this for Nathan Cotson on Star of the Future. He has the form, he has the draw, and he has the jockey. I'd make his biggest stains of Fast and Free coming from Cape Town. And obviously, Calvin Habib's got to go into the mix of Jazz Festival. But I'd advise the public to have a small win bet on Star of the Future. I do like it very strong in this race.
Yeah, certainly an eye-catching jockey arrangement there for Richard Fourie to jump aboard. Just looking at him, he's got draw one. Devin, have you got more confidence for us like you had in the previous race, or how do you see it?
Look, I do think it's a very open race. I do like Star of the Future. I think it's a very nice horse. I think it has the form. Drawn one, Richard up. Jazz Festival. If it was Scottsville, I'd be extremely confident on Jazz Festival. It prefers that track, so I think Jazz Festival will be in the money, but I don't make it my confidence selection. I like a bit of Serpentine Fire. Definitely got to be thrown into the mix. Just a bit of a roughie. I mean, Cassandra for me. I've been following this horse. It's run against some top horses. 8 lengths behind Note to Self. You guys are all making Note to Self an absolute banker.
Correct.
I think if this just produces that run to Note to Self with 50 and a half kilos on its back, that's my value bet for the day. The only danger for me would be no pressure to them as well. I think we can't leave no pressure out. So I'd go a bit more wider in this race, but for me, the value bet, place bet for the day, like confidently, I'm going to stick my neck out and say Cassandra. I'm big on Cassandra.
Okay, so Star of the Future for Gibbsy. We've got Cassandra for Devon. Have you got one for us here, Chris?
I like a little bit of Fast and Free. I think there's some nice form lines coming into this race. There again, not a race I would punt, but this is a race that makes good analysts. So I think if you can confidently tip a winner in this race, then you know your story. But for me, just I would actually have a place bet on number 6, Fast and Free, and that's as simple and as far as I would go here.
Lovely value. Now we move along to the big one on the card. It is the Greyville 1900. A number of these horses will be looking to get their ticket into the Durban July. And just looking at the fields, one horse does stand out. I watched his replay, and that horse Regulation, incredibly unlucky. He had absolutely nowhere to go for a number of strides in his last run in the Premiers. The bookmakers have priced him up as a short price favorite. Is that the way you see it, Gibbs?
So I was very impressed with Regulation's last run. I do make him a major player in this race and in the July. But I think my gut feeling is telling me Trust is going to get him on Saturday. I love this horse, Trust. I love the way it finishes. If Serena Moodley can get him settled and there's a bit of a pace, I'm telling you, you'll blow them away. He's a top racehorse. Grand Empire and them, they top 3-year-olds. Tin Pan Alley, they all come from the same crop. I don't think Regulation is gonna win the July. I think he's gonna get in. So I think Trust could win the July. That's how talented he is. So for the public, I'd like to tip Trust to beat Regulation, but I'm gonna watch this race with keen interest with a view on the Gold Cup, because I label ahead of the facts in the Gold Cup, and holding thumbs is always a danger. So I want to look how those two horses run on, so that we can gauge the Gold Cup winner from as early as April, May. So this is going to be a good race. My 1, 2, 3 Trust, Regulation ahead of the fact.
Okay, so going for the 3-year-old and the Joburg campaigner Trust is Gibbs. Devon, are you in the camp of Regulation, or do you see it as a bit more of a wide open looking race?
I don't like Regulation. No, I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm not that confident that Regulation would win. I think more, I'm on the same page as Gibbs with Trust. I think it's a phenomenal horse. Very unlucky last time. Just a very, very good horse beat him in the likes of Grand Emperor. I fancy Grand Emperor as a horse. I think he's a major run in the July. I think these two could be fighting out the July, in my opinion. That's how confident I am that these horses can win. So yeah, I'm not going to stick my neck out and say which one of the 3 are going to win, but I'm going to put 3 horses that I can say yes to. Native Ruler Andy Fortune up. I really think that this horse will go very, very close. And I like a bit of the Ultimate King. I love him as a horse. I've been following him throughout his career, and I think he's a smart horse. And Craig Zaki up, he wouldn't be taking the ride for nothing. So I definitely think it's between the three horses: Trust, the Ultimate King, and Native Ruler.
Okay, so Trust is fancied by our first two analysts. Christian, just a lovely race to watch, isn't it? And as Gibbs said, some of the horses, prepping for the Gold Cup as well.
Brilliant race. It's going to be exciting. On the 22nd of November last year, I watched Regulation win. And on that particular day, I think it won by 4.5 lengths. And it was just such an impressive win. And I put in my little notebook, remember this horse. It was over 1,800 meters at Kenilworth. So I'm excited to see how Regulation goes. There's something in watching this horse run last few runs, and especially that run on the 22nd of November. I think there's something special in the tank here. I might be wrong, but it's a horse that I've put in my notebook. Having said that, Native Ruler, very classy, big weight to carry. So it's a beautiful race. There's a lot of different factors going on here. But for me personally, I can't wait to see Regulation run. So it's a horse that I want to follow, and I think it's going to do good this season.
Yeah, absolutely. He did run over the course and distance, if I'm not mistaken, and he did win over the 1,900 meters. That was of a different type of a rating. So he's definitely the one to beat for the bookmakers and for a lot of the punches as well. So just with that being said, guys, I just want to thank you all once again so much for your time and your input. It really is appreciated, and we hope that we can tip the public in the right way.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much,
guys. A
Alison.
pleasure.
Devin, for taking time out of his day. You can see he's in his car. He's just arrived at Port Louis. He's enjoying the sun and sea, and it's a bit freezing here in Joburg. So, Devin, thank you very, very much. And I just want to thank him for all the hard work he's put in getting us some beautiful and qualified analysts for Raceveld in Mauritius. So I'm very proud and happy to have you on the team. Thank you, Dev.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure. And of course, not forgetting our trusty producer, Mr. Titch. Thank you so much for all your hard work as always. And for the racing public out there, we'll see you on Saturday, the 9th of May for the 1900. Thank you so much to all our analysts, from myself, Elston Naidu. It's good night and drive safely.